What Charles Leclerc revealed behind closed doors at Ferrari has astonished the team, and Lewis Hamilton is apparently speechless. In the already strained atmosphere at Maranello, Leclerc's bombshell declaration might change everything, from the direction of the SF25's development to the team hierarchy, and potentially the entire dynamic of the 2025 Formula One season. This is not simply a disagreement, this is the declaration of independence. So, what did Leclerc say? Why did he say this? How will this impact Hamilton, Ferrari, and the rest of the championship? You're about to find out everything, and I swear it's much more explosive than you expect. Leclerc seems to be going rogue. So, what will this mean for Bahrain this weekend? According to Corriere dello Sport, one of Italy's most renowned newspapers, Charles Leclerc has informed Ferrari that he is officially going his own way with the SF25. He will no longer obey the instructions coming from Lewis Hamilton's side of the garage. He will no longer adjust his driving to a philosophy that he believes is unsuitable for him. From now on, he will choose an entirely new path. This is not guesswork. This is a direct report based on internal conversations between team principal Fred Vasseur and Ferrari's top technical leadership. The comment came immediately following the Japanese Grand Prix, in which Ferrari showed flashes of potential but ultimately fell short. Because Leclerc is not just advocating for an alternative system, he is breaking ranks, which has huge repercussions. Ferrari has apparently relied significantly on Lewis Hamilton's assistance following his high-profile departure from Mercedes. According to Corriere dello Sport, engineers and management have been hanging on Hamilton's every word, taking his criticism as gospel in order to finally construct a championship-winning vehicle. But the outcomes thus far speak for themselves. Ferrari is presently fourth in the constructors' standings. Hamilton's best Grand Prix finish was 9th. His sole real achievement was a sprint victory in China. Meanwhile, Leclerc has routinely surpassed him in race circumstances, including a superb 4th-place finish at Suzuka, Ferrari's best Grand Prix finish of the season. And that's when the story starts to boil. On the Saturday night after qualifying in Japan, Leclerc reportedly told Vasseur and Ferrari's technical directors, "I'm going my own way." He made it abundantly apparent that he no longer wanted to coordinate his car development with Hamilton's. In fact, he's planning to take a whole different approach to the Bahrain Grand Prix, one that reflects his driving style, tastes, and vision for how the SF25 should progress. This action comes at a critical moment. Ferrari is reportedly developing a big upgrade package for the SF25, including a redesigned floor intended to improve balance and drivability. However, there is dispute among the team members about when it should be introduced and which path the setup philosophy should take. And now that Leclerc has stepped away from Hamilton's lead, Ferrari faces the very real potential of building two distinct cars within the same squad. Let it sink in. Two distinct development philosophies, two top-tier drivers heading in opposite directions, and two garage setups diverging race after race. This is not how you win championships. So, what comes next? Ferrari's route forward is now more uncertain than ever, and the decisions made in the coming weeks will determine not only the fate of their 2025 season, but also the team's destiny. On the one hand, if the Scuderia supports Leclerc's aggressive position and allows him complete control over his growth, they may finally unleash the SF25's untapped potential. It would let the team to adapt one side of the garage to his talents, potentially accelerating hitherto unattainable performance increases. After all, he has routinely outpaced Hamilton in race conditions and may have adapted better to the car's shortcomings this year. However, doing so risks causing a schism that might radically disrupt the team dynamic. Two top drivers, two directions, two philosophies. There is only one factory team budget. In the high-stakes world of Formula One, running parallel development initiatives is rarely viable. It can cause engineering uncertainty, resource misallocation, and, eventually, internal animosity. Hamilton, for his part, is unlikely to remain mute if he believes his influence is dwindling or that the team prefers Leclerc's opinion over his own. He did not join Ferrari to play second fiddle. He joined to win, to rebuild, to lead. And if that power is slipping away just 3 races in, we may be witnessing the start of a war that will go far beyond technological differences. Furthermore, Ferrari's leadership, notably team principal Fred Vasseur, is currently in an extremely precarious position. Do they attempt to bring both drivers back to the same page through compromise and negotiation? Or do they embrace the split and try to get the most out of both, even if it means operating 2 different concepts in parallel? It's a strategic quandary that no top team wants, especially one that is already chasing Red Bull and McLaren in the Constructors' Championship, where every point counts. Internal dissension is poisonous. Any wasted potential in any car is a gift to your competitors. Meanwhile, in the Drivers' Championship battle, Leclerc has a perfect opportunity. He's gaining momentum, he has exhibited consistency, and he's clearly determined to design the future of this vehicle around his driving DNA, regardless of who's in the garage next to him. What if Leclerc's development path is no better than Hamilton's? What happens if the upgrades he demands do not result in improved performance? In that event, Ferrari may find itself not simply divided, but perhaps lost. With no clear direction and 2 dissatisfied drivers, the team is coming apart at the seams. The Tifosi also exert pressure. Ferrari fans are not particularly tolerant of internal politics. They demand togetherness. They anticipate progress. They expect results. If this divide gets public and performance does not follow, things might become ugly quickly. So, Ferrari is getting ready for a pivotal moment in Bahrain, as the team will also provide a series of updates following a poor start to the season. Ferrari is gearing up for a big weekend in Bahrain, where they will unveil their first evolutionary package of the season. Following a dismal start to the championship, Maranello is developing modifications to improve the SF25's performance. The single-seater's floor has been overhauled, thus improvements focus on that. Engineers worked on the Venturi tunnels and diffuser, which are essential for aerodynamic load management. The goal is clear: improve stability, especially during the maximum load phase. Ferrari is attempting to fix the imbalances identified thus far, which will make their time in Bahrain simpler, in contrast to the first 3 rounds. Despite these SF25 improvements, it is unclear whether the flaws will be totally resolved by Bahrain. Simulations, as is often the case in Formula One, do not necessarily mirror track behavior. However, the package may also be pleasantly surprising. Changes are planned for the back of the vehicle in addition to the car floor. The rear mainplane support design will alter, and a new brake duct will be installed. These modifications are intended to improve the aerodynamics and overall efficiency of the vehicle. The abrasive surface conditions of Bahrain International Circuit present a significant challenge for teams and drivers. The circuit pushes the tyres against high granite content, forcing Pirelli to use harder compounds. To maintain durability and performance, the minimum pressures have been increased to 23 pounds per square inch in the front and 21 pounds per square inch in the rear. Naturally, Ferrari will need to pay strict attention to tyre management. This could complicate the team's task. Charles Leclerc will not take to the track for the weekend's first free practice. Dino Beganovic will take the Monegasque's place, as mandated by regulations that permit teams to field junior drivers during specific sessions of the year. This could be a blow for Ferrari, since FP1 would have provided valuable data on the modifications brought to Bahrain. However, the decision to offer the additional features at this time makes sense, given that the Sakhir track hosted pre-season testing. This will enable the team to make direct comparisons with previously obtained data, making it easier to assess the differences and effectiveness of the modifications implemented. Bahrain gives a major opportunity for Ferrari, who will bring modifications to the SF25. Hopefully, they can improve their performance to help the Scuderia after a poor start to the season. The alterations, particularly those to the F1 car's floor, are intended to increase stability and improve aerodynamic performance. However, it will be critical to examine how these alterations respond to such a demanding circuit. At the same time, the crew must deal with the challenges of abrasive asphalt and tyre management. This will be felt even more as Pirelli has already increased the pressure to adapt to the harsh track conditions. In this situation, Ferrari will have to hope that these changes have a favourable effect. It will also provide an opportunity to gather critical data for the remainder of the season, and they'll hope it will bring the drivers together again.